So, in this topic, in this class, we'll start free radicals, antioxidants, and detoxification, which is the next chapter. It is the 11th unit in your syllabus. So, we'll start off with free radicals first. Ever heard the term free radicals, or did you ever read about free radicals? कभी सुनने में आया?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you know about free radicals? Anything? What are free radicals? कैसे बनते हैं या anything that you know regarding free radicals? Just so I know कि किधर है आप लोगों की knowledge, like what do you all know about free radicals? वहां से आगे लेके जा सकते हैं. Okay, so anyway, free radicals are essentially by definition molecules with an unpaired electron. Okay. Now, this presence of free electron will make it very reactive. That molecule which is supposed to be stable, जो octet में रहना चाहिए, octet से एक बढ़ के electron present है इसके अंदर. So, because of that extra electron present in the valence chambers, what will happen is this molecule will become very reactive, and as a result, it can it can mediate in multiple processes. Now these are mainly formed as intermediate products. So एक reaction में, let us suppose A is getting converted into B. More often than not, you'll see that some other products are also being formed. Free radicals are formed in those ways. Those are called intermediate products. ठीक है, या byproducts भी बोलते हैं लोगों को. Now these are intermediate products which are formed in natural processes. uh, you know control of vascular tone, neurotransmission, cytotoxicity, various अलग ways है. Radiolysis is also another way through which, very powerful way through which free radicals can be formed. ठीक है. Now, by definition, one of the most commonly found free radical will be your reactive oxygen species, the primary free radical in your body. Okay, इसको रॉस भी बोलते हैं. Now, this is a very high, very reactive kind of oxygen. ठीक है. ऑक्सीजन में जब एक्स्ट्रा इलेक्ट्रॉन आ जाता, it will become a reactive oxygen species. Now, a number of reactive oxygen species, they are interchangeably also called free radicals, because most of your free radicals in the body will be reactive oxygen species. These are also alternatively used as free radicals. Matlab, I am not telling that all free radicals will only be oxygen species, free radicals, but at least with respect to the human body, most free radicals are reactive oxygen species. So at least with respect to human body, you can refer them as either way. फ्री रेडिकल का मतलब रिएक्टिव ऑक्सीजन स्पीशीज रहता, रिएक्टिव ऑक्सीजन स्पीशीज का मतलब फ्री रेडिकल रहता. ठीक है. एंड दे आर मेनली मेड बाय पार्शियल रिडक्शन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन मॉलिक्यूल. So how does this occur? Essentially, you have oxygen molecule that is getting converted into O2 minus with the help of, by adding one electron. Okay, whenever I add an electron to oxygen, you will get a रिएक्टिव ऑक्सीजन स्पीशीज essentially. ठीक है. सुपर ऑक्साइड एनायन भी बोलते हैं इसको. दिस पर्टिकुलर वन इज कॉल्ड, now there are multiple byproducts that are formed through this. You will get hyperoxyl radical, which is HOO. You will get hydrogen peroxide, you will get nitric oxide. All of these are different types of, reactive oxygen species. They are different types of free radicals which can have certain effects. Now, the most important characteristic features of reactive oxygen species is that first, it is extremely reactive, extreme reactivity. any form of reactive oxygen species ले लो आप, whether it is in a hyperoxide form, peroxide form, or whether it is in superoxide form, they will have similar properties or similar characteristics. They will be extremely reactive. They will have a short lifespan. Uh, they will be generated by chain reaction. चेन रिएक्शन का मतलब ये रहता कि लिनियरली एक के बाद एक मॉलिक्यूल फॉर्म हो रहा. सो वन बिकम्स टू, टू बिकम्स थ्री, थ्री बिकम्स फोर, फोर बिकम्स फाइव. So example, one product is getting converted into another, which is in turn it getting converted. It is not stopping. It's a chain reaction. एक के बाद एक. This is a very linear chain reaction. You can also have a chain reaction in this form. So let us suppose one is making two and three, two, and this fellow is making two more, and then this fellow is making two more, so on and so forth. ऐसा भी रह सकता है चेन रिएक्शन. ठीक है, एक्सपोनेंशियल चेन रिएक्शन है ये. तो एक से दो बनते जा रहे हैं एट द पावर ऑफ टू essentially. And the last property, last characteristic feature of any free radical is that it damages various tissues. Tissue damaging and cell destroying, cell damaging property रहती. ठीक है. Now production of free radicals, how free radicals are being produced. There are multiple ways through which free radicals can be produced altogether. I'll list out a few of them. One is through your immune system. Let me write it this way. First is immune system. Whenever your immunity comes across various things, sometimes immunity will also produce reactive oxygen species deliberately. मतलब deliberately का मतलब यह है intentionally it is producing reactive oxygen species. Essentially what it is doing is it is using reactive oxygen species against certain microorganisms or against certain cells. So immune system कभी कभी actually use भी कर सकता free radicals को. It is a double-edged sword. ठीक है, depends on how you are using it, how your the concentration of it in your body and how it is being used in your body. अगर बहुत ज़्यादा concentration हो गया तो free radicals can be very dangerous, but in certain quantities they can be very helpful as well. Depends on how you are using them. Okay, for example, if we take a knife, okay, as such knife is a dangerous thing. You cannot exactly categorize it as dangerous, but depends on the usage. If you mishandle it, you can cut yourself. ठीक है, let us suppose you are trying to cut vegetables. Vegetable cut करने का उंगली cut कर लिया तो it is dangerous. But depending on how you are using it, it can be very advantageous. Same way, free radical species, free radical or reactive oxygen species are used by your immune system sometimes as weapons, and in various immune reactions sometimes as a byproduct, as a intermediate, you will also see reactive oxygen species being formed. Okay, then through enzyme systems, yeah, enzymatic reactions, multiple metabolic reactions that are occurring in your body, उसके through हो सकता, या energy production. Whenever your body is trying to produce energy by various metabolic or biochemical processes, उसके अंदर free radicals can be formed. Enzymatic system में also your phagocytic cells, your neutrophils, macrophage वो भी आते. So if you remember in macrophage I told you there are lysozymal enzymes that will act on bacteria, right? Whenever those bacteria or bacterial components antigen के ऊपर जब भी lysozymal enzymes are working, there is a chance that as a byproduct free radical species will be produced. They can be produced under stress, like emotional stress literally. It creates a lot of free radicals. ठीक है, catecholamines are induced. Cholamines, these are produced, and through this eventually through multiple reactions you will also see ROS being produced, reactive oxygen species. Then another way is through external substances, air pollution. For example, asbestos, say, external sources or substances. These are mainly pollutants. ठीक है, pollution से हो रहा या कोई और external substance से हो रहा, paint, paint thinner, glue, chlorine, formaldehyde, tobacco smoke, toluene, benzene या prescribed medication, perfumes, pesticides, all of these can induce the production of free radical species. Water pollutants, insecticides, pesticides, all of these fertilizers जो use करते, they contain a lot of free radicals, and they can also cause the production of free radicals themselves. Then there are some general factors such as aging. Yeah, aging is the main one. There is metabolism and stress as well. Dietary factors hai, which can cause production of free radicals. That may additives, food additives that people eat, whether it is color or whatever they are adding to their food, alcohol, coffee, foods of animal origin, all of these can cause production of free radicals. थोड़े डायरेक्ट टॉक्सिन्स भी रहते हैं, toxic substances, if they are induced, they can cause free radicals to be produced in your body. These include mainly paraquat, carbon tetrachloride, very very powerful inducer of free radicals, aniline dyes, ठीक है, benzopyrene, toluene, all of these are different toxins that can cause production of free radicals. Sometimes drugs as well, nitrofurantoin, chlorpromazine, bleomycin, adriamycin, all of these different drugs can also produce free radicals, even though you are using them for therapeutic uses. मतलब पेशेंट को कोई प्रॉब्लम है, कोई डिजीज है, तो आप थेरेपी के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं, बट स्टिल दे कैन प्रोड्यूस फ्री रेडिकल्स इनसाइड योर बॉडी. Now, as I told you, free radicals are double-edged sword. They can be helpful and they can be dangerous as well. So, if we put the damaging effects of those free radicals aside, essentially the damaging effects will be different diseases. We'll discuss about that. First, we'll discuss about where they are useful. Okay? Where is it useful? Free radicals will perform a lot of critical functions in your body. For example, one critical function is controlling arterial blood flow. Now, your blood will obviously have a lot of free radicals. These free radicals, whenever they are sensing that blood pressure is decreasing or increasing, they'll be able to mediate and they'll be able to cause a change in your blood pressure. Also, if there is any infection in your blood, let us suppose there are a lot of bacteria that are coming into your blood or microorganisms that are coming into your blood, these free radicals will be able to damage those bacteria. Because free radicals are able to damage any cell, it is safe to assume that they can also damage microorganisms. Let us suppose a patient ko sepsis hua, yeah, patient just has bacteremia. I told you the difference between bacteremia and septicemia. So even if the patient has just bacteremia, even those bacteria will be acted upon by free radicals, and those free radicals can be helpful to your body. Okay, they will also help you keep they will help your brain be alert, and they'll help you stay in focus. Okay, those are some functions. Phagocytic cells use free radicals, so your macrophage, your dendritic cells, they will actually use free radicals in order to counter the antigens that they are phagocytosing or they are engulfing. So in the previous chapter we discussed how macrophage is phagocytosing a particular antigen and how it processes that antigen, right? Now, whenever that bacteria is being engulfed by the macrophage, with lysozymal enzymes inside the lysozymal enzyme itself, you can also find certain free radicals that will act on the bacteria or on the microorganism, and it can damage or potentially kill the microorganism. So, phagocytic cell, used by phagocytic cell. Uh, then उसके अलावा आपके फ्री रेडिकल सच एज नाइट्रिक ऑक्साइड एंड सुपर ऑक्साइड, दे आर प्रोड्यूस्ड इन वेरी हाई क्वांटिटीज इन इम्यून सेल्स, ठीक है। These free radicals will essentially, nitric oxide and superoxide will act as a poison against viruses and bacteria. Another important thing, they can be used against cancer cells. Some free radicals, not all, but some of them kill cancer cells. So sometimes when your body detects that there is a cancerous cell or cancerous growth, uh, it can produce free radicals, or the free radicals will essentially act on the cancer cells and damage them. Or they are also cancer therapies. So chemotherapy जो हो रहती cancer treatment के लिए, there are certain drugs. Now there are multiple types of cancer therapy and chemotherapeutic drugs, but there are few drugs that will essentially induce the formation of free radicals. They will cause free radicals to be formed. The hope is that if you are giving the drug, by producing free radical, you will be able to kill the cancerous cell. Now obviously you will damage some of your own cells as well, but the trade-off is that you are able to kill cancer cells. Okay. Now they will essentially increase the amount of free radicals in your body, and those increased free radical number will kill the cancer cell. Okay. They are necessary for production of hormones. Specifically thyroxine. Cannot be produced without free radicals. कभी कभी cell functioning and cell signaling में भी काम आते हैं. Now there is a normal balance that needs to be maintained between free radicals and antioxidants. अगर ये balance disrupt हुआ, there should be a balance between free radicals and antioxidants. ठीक है, they should be somewhat like this. अगर tilt हुआ, let us suppose it becomes like this, ज़्यादा free radicals हो गए या ज़्यादा antioxidants हो गए, it can be bad. Only when there is a balance between free radicals and antioxidants, that is when your body can actually use the free radicals for their beneficial functions. Now coming to the damaging functions of free radicals, what kind of damage do they actually cause? Free radicals can damage your DNA. One second. They can cause DNA damage. They can cause oxidation of PUFAs. Polyunsaturated fatty acids जो रहते हैं आपकी बॉडी में, those fatty acids can get oxidized, and unnecessary oxidation होता when it is not required. Oxidation of amino acids in proteins. Oxidation of amino acid in protein, meaning those proteins will get destroyed, they will get damaged. ठीक है. Oxidation of specific enzymes or oxidation of cofactors, because of which those enzymes will not be able to work properly, or the cofactors will not be able to work properly. So oxidation of enzymes. ठीक है, if enzymes are not working properly, they will in turn disrupt जो process को catalyze करना चाहिए था, that will not be catalyzed. As a result, the whatever metabolic processes is responsible for various ADP production or whatever it is, that will not occur. ठीक है. There can be certain diseases that are related to free radicals. So excessive amount of free radicals can be seen in cancer, because see, cancer is essentially higher number of cells. ठीक है, uncontrolled division of cell. Now whether radiation से हो रहा या जैसा भी हो रहा cancer, more number of cells are coming into picture. If more cells are coming into picture, more metabolic processes, meaning more generation of free radicals, that in turn can cause various problems. DNA strand में अगर breakage हुआ because of free radicals, that can lead to mutations, and through mutations you can develop cancer, so on and so forth. Alzheimer's disease में हो सकता. ठीक है. Alzheimer's disease is a neurodegenerative disorder. ठीक है. The patient will start forgetting things. They will have amnesia, severe long-term amnesia. uh, Cardiac reperfusion abnormalities हो सकते हैं. Kidney complications can occur. This is when the balance between antioxidants and free radicals is being disrupted, and there are excessively high number of free radicals that are being produced and that are being stored inside your body. Fibrosis, flu complications, diabetes, all of these can occur from free radicals. ठीक है, अगर आप let's suppose लंग के स्पेस पे देखें, there is increased risk of acute lung infection because there is damage to your lung tissue and there is damage to your lung immune cells. There can be a chance of infection in your lung. Liver में problem होता, especially in babies. ठीक है, there can be a problem. Diabetes can happen, cardiomyopathy can happen, uh, muscle weakness can occur, exercise intolerance, cramps, seizures can occur. Patients might have seizures, neurological problems might occur, dementia, stroke, especially before the age of 40, if free radicals are very very high in the body. So all of these problems are occurring with respect to free radicals if their balance is disrupted. So what do you do in order to counter this? You will use something called antioxidants. Now, what are antioxidants? These are substances that will inhibit oxidation. Now, अगर आप फ्री रेडिकल को एक देखें, let us suppose I take reactive oxygen species itself, O2 with one extra electron, right? Let us suppose this is that extra electron. Now this extra electron जो है, it can oxidize anything. So addition of oxygen or addition of electron, both of them refers to oxidation. The problem with free radicals is that it can cause oxidative damage. Whenever it is oxidizing different cells, it can cause damage to that cell membrane, it can cause damage to the cell in general. Okay. If it is going actually inside the cell, it can cause damage to DNA, it can cause damage to various cell organelles, so on and so forth. So यहाँ पर problem हो रहा oxidation से. Hence, you are using an antioxidant, something that will inhibit the process of oxidation done by this free radical. Okay? They are able to counteract the damaging effects of free radicals on your body's tissue. Okay? They will prevent all the damage that is created by free radicals, and they will essentially create a barrier against free radical damage. ठीक है, जो decaying process होता of oxidation, through oxidation cells will start decaying, they will start damaging, and eventually they will die. So antioxidants essentially prevent that, they will block that essentially. Now you will get multiple different types of antioxidants. You have vitamin C, vitamin E, goji berries, ellagic acid, green tea, all of these are very very rich in multiple antioxidants. ठीक है, so आपके पास एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स लाइक पोमोग्रेनेट में अच्छा रहता, अनार, I'm not sure what it is called in your language, but pomegranate or anar, then vitamin C, any fruit or vegetable good in vitamin C, vitamin E, then आपका goji berries. You can find vitamin E in unprocessed vegetable oils, peanut oil, sunflower oil, whole grains मिलते हैं, leafy vegetables रहते हैं. Vitamin C very good in tomatoes, gooseberry आमले में रहता, citric fruits में अच्छा रहता, spinach में रहता, vitamin A to a certain extent as well. Is acts as an antioxidant. Most of vitamins will mainly act as antioxidants. They will prevent your free radicals from causing damage to this what do you call causing damage to your cells. Now there are multiple ways through which you can classify antioxidants. We'll look at the classification of antioxidants by nature of their action, how they are working. Okay, so depending on the nature of, or according to the nature of their action, according to the nature and their action, you will have two different types of antioxidants. You have enzymatic antioxidants and non-enzymatic. Okay, so enzymatic antioxidants में क्या आते? So these are essentially enzymes that are acting as antioxidants. So इसमें mainly three types of enzymes आते. You have superoxide dismutase, superoxide dismutase. This is present in your peroxides. If you remember, when we studied about cell, I told you superoxide dismutase के अंदर, sorry, peroxisome के अंदर superoxide dismutase रहता, which can counteract the functions of this thing, free radicals. It is kind of a first line defense. Then catalase, different type of catalase enzymes. You have hydrogen peroxide को जो counter करता and all of that, that is catalase. Then finally glutathione peroxidase. This is a very powerful type of detoxifying enzyme. Okay, mainly it is produced by your liver. Anyway, this works through the enzyme glutathione reductase, and very powerful type of antioxidant. अगर liver damage हुआ तो ये glutathione peroxidase will not be produced properly, and as a result detoxification does not occur properly. I'll discuss about detoxification after we finish this. Non-enzymatic antioxidants will mainly be your nutrient antioxidants. Nutrient antioxidants will include vitamin E, vitamin C, selenium, carotenoids, vitamin A, so on and so forth. The nutrient antioxidants जो रहते हैं वो, and metabolic antioxidants भी रह सकते हैं. Metabolic antioxidants will include things like ceruloplasmin. It will include albumin, bilirubin. All of these are non-enzymatic. They will not exactly be an enzyme. Transferrin, ferritin, ये भी अलग type of antioxidants है, but they are produced in your metabolic processes. To a certain extent, you will see that coffee or caffeine is also an antioxidant. ठीक है, आपके टी में जो tannic acid रहता है वो, coffee, especially in green tea, it contains good amount of antioxidants. Now, when we talk about these antioxidants and free radicals, we have to talk about detoxification. So, what is detoxification? Any toxin that is entering into your body needs to be processed. Okay, it needs to be removed from your body. If the toxin remains inside your body, whatever form of toxin it is, I'll discuss about what are the different types of toxins, but there are various types of toxins that can be ingested and that a person can encounter. So the process of detoxification is essentially how your body is dealing with those toxins. Okay, so the different types of toxins can be classified into two types. You have exotoxins, exotoxins, and endotoxins. Now, exotoxins will include, exposure to modern environment, industrial chemicals, pesticides, plasticizers, lifestyle toxins like cigarettes, alcohol, recreational drugs, a lot of caffeine, lot of caffeine being ingested, that can be problematic. Lot of sugar, heavy metals, mercury, aluminium, cadmium, ये पूरे artificial food additives, especially processed food में, they will contain a lot of toxins. Pharmaceutical drugs, bacterial endotoxins, all of these will contain different types of exotoxins. Endotoxins are those that are produced inside your body. ठीक है, so oxidative stress से, free radical production से, all of these are endotoxins. Sometimes hormones can also work as endotoxins depending on the amount that is being produced. Emotional stress, negative memories, all of these can produce toxins as well. So how is your body dealing with these toxins? Because these toxins can be very damaging. Okay, whether it is a child or an adult, it can be very damaging as such. It can cause damage to your cells, it can cause damage, disorders of your nervous system, endocrine system, immune system, all of that can happen. So how do you prevent this? How does your body deal with this? Now the process of detoxification is mainly occurring in two different areas of your body. One is blood, the other is liver. ठीक है. Now, blood has a very important detoxification function because there are certain good bacteria present in your blood as well. ठीक है. Now, uh, a healthy liver essentially would be able to clear 100% of bacteria and toxins from your blood before it even enters general circulation. Normally, blood क्या करता, जो भी toxins आ रहे हैं आपके body में, it will take it to liver. That is the function of your blood. So whatever is coming, whether it is good, bad, however it is, if it is getting absorbed into your blood, it will pass through your liver. So technically, it is also taking part in your detoxification function. Not directly, but indirectly it is. So if a toxin is, let's suppose, present somewhere near your lung, it is the job of the blood to actually take that toxin to the liver so that it can get detoxified. Without blood, that process cannot occur. That is why blood is also considered under the process of detoxification. But the main working horse of detoxification will be your liver. Without liver, you will essentially die. Okay, this is mainly because humans are exposed to multiple toxins. I just told you different types of toxins. Now, as such, even without knowing, you will come across a lot of air pollutants, a lot of different types of chemicals which can be damaging to your body. The function of the liver, one of the most important function of the liver is that it detoxifies harmful substances by multiple chemical reactions. It will use multiple enzymatic reactions, and in the end, through these various enzymatic reactions, it will essentially convert most toxins. So most toxins are fat soluble. Most toxins that are induced, they are fat soluble. That is why they are getting absorbed into your body, because most of your body's membranes are made up of fats, of lipids. If there is any fat soluble toxin, बहुत easily अंदर आता है आपके body में, and it will get easily absorbed into the blood as well. Job of the liver is that it will convert this fat soluble toxin into water soluble toxin. It will make it water soluble. Why is it making it water soluble? When it becomes water soluble, when these toxins become water soluble, they can be excreted in your urine and bile. That is the point of converting them into water soluble compounds. Okay, there is a process called glucuronidation. Through, anyway, we'll discuss about that some other time. But through the process of glucuronidation, what happens is water is essential. This thing, toxins are being converted from fat soluble into water soluble through various reactions. You have phase one reaction and phase two reactions. ये phase one and phase two reactions जो है are carried out by liver by various mechanisms, but the point is that it is able to convert any fat soluble toxin, any toxin that you are actually encountering from outside, and it is converting into water soluble toxin so that that toxin can be excreted out through your urine and bile. That is why your liver is very important. Without it, toxins will start getting accumulated. ठीक है, एंड वेदर फेज वन रहो या फेज टू रहो, दोनों भी अगर, दोनों में से एक भी अगर काम नहीं करे, तो इट कैन लीड टू अ प्रॉब्लम. So that is why liver is very important, wherein it is processing both the reactions. It is taking care of both phase one and phase two reactions. अलग अलग टॉक्सिन को अलग अलग वे में डील कर रहा, and through that it is able to remove those toxins out of your body, making sure that your body is nice and healthy. So that is essentially the process of detoxification. And with that, we have completed the chapter. Very, very small chapter, not really big. So free radicals hai, antioxidants hai, and the process of detoxification. Okay. If you have doubts, please feel free to ask. Okay.